Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to talk about something that I really found to be fun in my life and my cousin's life and my brother a long time ago. And this has to do with a video game. This is a video game talk here. So there's this game called Monster Hunter. If anyone's ever played it or has experienced the old Monster Hunters, for the PS2 or just the PSP, it's phenomenal. It's one of the best games I think I've ever played. I mean, maybe minus the RuneScapes, right? Like classic RuneScape and RuneScape old school RuneScape, sorry. Like the World of Warcrafts and stuff. But this game was different. This was a game that came out right around the same time as World of Warcraft and stuff like that. But the cool thing about this game is that it was PSP. Me and my cousin started playing this on the PSP. Actually, my friend Patrick a long time ago showed me the game, and he was playing it. He's like, "Oh, you want to try?" And I'm like, "Yeah, for sure, I want to give that a go." So I started playing, and I'm just hooked instantly. This was the Monster Hunter Freedom one. That's just such a good game. Back then, it was so much fun just to go out and try to get new armor from killing the monsters and skinning them and stuff. I thought it was just phenomenal gameplay. And then I showed my cousin. I'm like, you know what? Just try this out. Go kill this creature. He used the greatsword for the fight. And he was instantly hooked. And from there on, he went to Best Buy, picked up his copy. His copy was it was in the drawer, right? He had to call a few times because there was no copies to be bought in the city. Monster Hunter back then was a very rare game to find. And chances are, you weren't going to find it. He got lucky. He really did got lucky that day, and as soon as he bought that game, he came right over, and we started playing. And the very first monster we hunted was the Yayan Katku, or whatever it was called, the Katku. And it was this bird-type monster that shot fireballs sometimes, but it was a pretty basic introduction to the game, basically, right? Sorry. After that, we started killing Yayan Garuga and the Velocipreys and stuff like that. Then we killed something called a Giaprosis. He killed a friggin' a poison spitting monster. And he was so hype about it because that was the first time we ever killed something of that magnitude. So getting some of the equipment from that was great. Oh, and then it had this really annoying egg carry back quests. You'd have to carry back the eggs, and it was just punishing, man. Let me tell you. You would get the egg, and I swear, they would put so much shit in front of you, and if one thing touches you, or you fall down a cliff too hard, that shit's gone. You're gonna have to go back to the wyvern nest and grab a new one. It was part of the difficulty, though. It's what made the game so special. Hating on those egg quests, because everyone freaking did. And then just kind of getting through it. As soon as you did get through it, you unlock, there's tiers of quests, different star levels of quests. You really started to know an increase in, the star level when it got to level 5. The game stopped playing around at that point. You started fighting things what was it? Kazoos. And these kazoo creatures, they would wind up their attack and spit out lightning bolts. And the lightning bolts, okay. The lightning bolts would hit you. Your character would get paralyzed. But the worst thing about these lightning bolts is that it would drop all your health. You would get drained all your health, even if you drank a high potion or a ancient potion. You would be sitting with 10% your life left. 10%. And guess what? You're stunned. You're stunned. That thing's gonna do it again, and you're dead. or it's going to jump at you with its lightning attack and you're dead. So it was very critical that you did not get hit by the kazoo. Like you definitely don't want to get hit by it. Also, what made the kazoo so difficult is that you would need at least blue sharpness before you would stop bouncing off its skin. That in itself was a hard thing to acquire, obtain. So getting a weapon or weapons that gave you blue sharpness, you had to do something weird. The game had a glitch where you would go fight something called the Garuga, right? There was this Garuga. It kind of looked like the Yain-Kaku, but it was like this really deep purple one, and it shot acid instead. Like it was a poison acid, right? And this thing was tanky, bro. The only way you could beat it was going on the forest and hills section of the game, and you literally hit it like 2 or 3 times, and then you go and like save. Like you just go to like back to the camp, right? And this thing, it took 20 minutes for it to happen, but you would win. Like it would just let you win the game. And you got a bunch of like pieces off it. It's unkillable, by the way. Like it's just not killable at your level or anything like that. So having this glitch be a thing was a lifesaver. Without it, it would have been too much of a struggle, too much of a hassle. I don't even know how like people would even progress past that point, because things started to just ramp up, and even with Yain Garuga armor, you would struggle. It gave you such good defenses. It gave you all the resistance that you kind of needed to progress. But if you didn't have any of that, you would get 1-tapped or 2-tapped by most things. As soon as you put the armor on, obviously, you get the full set. It gives you little bonuses and stuff, but you can start taking like 4 or 5 hits. Like, it feels pretty good now. Okay, now we're talking. And then you drink your potions. You start getting into more mega potions and stuff. You combine normal potions with honey, and it creates mega potions. And then you start making more of ancient potions. So the loadout that we would always take was ancient potion, where there are 2 ancient potions. You would take Kelby horns so you can make more of them, and then you would take energy drinks so your stamina wouldn't go out. Energy drinks were so important for blocking, because if you didn't, it would take all your stamina and then you would get dazed anyway. So you would need that infinite pool of being able to block attacks from like anything that came at you. That was the most critical thing. And then if you could find like a good weapon to go along with it, like obviously you just use like the Garuga one, but you could eventually pass that Garuga point. Like you could use better shit. It just took a little bit of farming. Like Rathalos gave you really good ones. Kirin gave you a really good one. These are all just different monsters, right? The Kirin is like a unicorn thing that shoots lightning bolts and stuff, and then the Rathalos is like one of the most iconic fights you would have in the game. Hold on, I'm just gonna park here real quick. Just gotta wait for Grandma to make her mind up. Oh my goodness, come on. But yeah, it was just such a simple time back then. We must have been like 12. No, we were older than that. I think we were like 13-ish, something like that. The game was phenomenal. One of the best I've ever played. We never beat it though. We just never beat the game. Yeah, this parking is so shit. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to the store right now so I can pick up some ingredients. Anyway, the game itself cost a lot back then too. Like it was like $100 game. Like I don't know why the prices were so insane, but you would go to GameStop and it would be like $100 because it was so rare back then that you just couldn't find this damn thing. And a lot of people didn't even know about it, right? So getting your hands on a copy and just playing it back then, like there's an old saying, it's like, you never played the original. Oh, but we did, you know? a lot of people, they don't believe other people when they say they've played, Monster Hunter Freedom. It's such a classic old game that not many people get their hands on it, and not many people got the opportunity to like try it out. We eventually got my brother a copy too, and then he joined in, and we were all playing this one time. We progressed quite heavily. Like, we had like all the really good armor. We killed the Yangaruga again, upgraded that. We were doing like missions where they would send like 2 Rathalos, or like Silver Rathalos and Silver Rathian, or Golden Rathian, at you at the same time, and you'd have to beat them. So there was this one time where we were looking up like cheats because we wanted to like beat the game. We actually just wanted like the Vitalis armor. We wanted to like get the good stuff and try it out. My my brother's account, we like use it as a guinea pig, and like he lost his fucking character, and we're like, oh my god, like what the hell are we gonna do? Like, fuck, dude, he lost his character. Like, he was devastated, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like 300 hours put into this damn thing. So like, we ended up just all restarting. Like, we felt so bad for him because we just couldn't get the cheat going. Like, we tried our best, but we just couldn't do it. And we just ended up like restarting with him. We're like, oh fuck, really sorry, dude. Like, we'll try again. We'll just do it right this time. Yeah, we never ended up beating that game, and then part 2 came out, Monster Hunter Freedom 2. It was like really weird because we had to like pre-order it from Japan or something weird. So our game was pre-ordered from Japan to the GameStop. So like, once it arrived to GameStop, they called us up, let us know. We went straight down there and picked that shit up. We were absolutely just waiting for this. Every day that passed by, we were just like counting the days because we knew we were going to play something very special. And it was so much better than Monster Hunter Freedom in every fucking way. Every way imaginable, this game was an improvement. From the combat, from the weapons, there was more weapons to choose from. There was bow, there was hunting horn, all the weapons. There was a charge attack for the greatsword, and it never had that before. So you could charge that bad boy up. That was great. Everyone loved that. What else was there? Yeah, just a bunch of new monsters. Like, there was the snow zone. Like, you start out in a snowy village instead of just like a grassy one, and that was so much better in my opinion, because you would go up to the mountaintops and they would show you the Tiger X for the first time, and it was this like really scary kind of like cat looking thing, but you could not kill it. You just couldn't. Like, you needed to level your guy up, and it showed you a benchmark of like where you needed to get to. But when you started out, you were killing like these monkey things. No, that wasn't it. I don't know. I can't remember the names of those ones, but there was like monkeys you had to kill, and then you can get like the whole baboon set. It was pretty good. We actually ended up beating that game because we just had more experience and we were older. We didn't cheat this time, fortunately, and I played as the bow. There was one bow, it was the Ankator bow. It was like one of the late game ones. They didn't tweak this bow. Like, this bow is just broken, and I don't think any of the game devs realized how busted it was. It was like a 360 dark damage with like a spread shot. So it would be a cluster shot of like 6 arrows going in all at one time. You just charge it up 2 times. And the whole set gave you faster charge anyway, so it's like ting, ting, and then you shoot, and all these arrows would hit the head. You would be doing so much fucking damage. I killed, what was it, an 8-star Rathalos and Rathian in like 2 minutes. Like, it was so broken. But it was the only way to kill Vitalis too, because if Vitalis hit you one time, like just came into you, like he had this like walking attack, and if he walked into you, you're dead instantly, or his tail would kill you, or the lightning bolts that he shot down. Like, you could do nothing about it. You just have to like always be watching the ground, and then yeah, and you just would never know when these creatures are gonna die either, because there was no health bars. It was just very, you just had to understand the game more. Yeah. But yeah, if you guys ever get a chance to play the old school ones, I honestly, some of the best ones. Like, they've really messed these new ones up so badly. There's very little of an original Monster Hunter from the new ones. I get it, they're trying to like change things, they're trying to, you know, put new spins on it. I don't disagree, I think that's cool too. But a lot of like the charm, that open field, no music kind of thing, just that crazy hunt that it sets you in, that's the old school feel. And it wasn't supposed to be as flashy. Like, it was supposed to feel like a hunt. It was supposed to feel like you're with your friends, you are going to take down this creature, and there's silence before, you know, the storm kind of thing. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy this video. I'll come at you with more. I'll think of more content, and we'll come at you with more. So take care, everybody, and have a good day.